Hi everyone, welcome to this revision video for organizational behavior. The topic that we're going to talk about today is group dynamics. Let's have a look at the learning outcomes of this topic. Okay, now let's discuss what a group actually means. A group needs to have three things in order to become a group. Four things in order to become a group. One, they need to have an identity common to the group members. So either they're part of a team, they're part of an organization, they're part of a department. There's an identity that's common. Two, their goals, they should have goals that are similar or collective, all of them working towards the same goals. Third, it should be two or more people. And fourth, there should be norms or values that are shared or that are collective in the group. Now let's move to formal and informal groups. Formal groups are what, for example, the organization makes, so departments or teams. And then informal groups might be people who become friends across departments. That is an informal group that has not been officially formed, or people have formed their own group. Then there's two different types of group: command group versus task group. Now, command group is a permanent group that could be, let's say, a department could be a command group. On the other hand, task group is not permanent. They are put together for a particular task, and after that, when the task is done, that group disseminates, so that group goes their own way. They don't stay a group. And there's two basic functions of groups. There's organizational and then there's individual functions. Let's have a look at organizational functions of a group. The first one is to accomplish interdependent tasks. The second is to generate new or creative activity ideas and solutions. Third is to coordinate among departments. Fourth is to problem solve complex problems. Five is to implement decisions. And six is to socialize and train new people. Now let's look at individual functions of groups. So individual functions could be satisfying the need of affiliation that humans have because we're social, to develop and enhance individual self-esteem and sense of identity. Three, it gives you an opportunity to test your perception of social reality. It reduces anxiety and feeling insecure and powerless. It provides a problem-solving mechanism for both personal and interpersonal problems. These are the functions of groups. So now this is what you're looking at is a sociogram. So there's a positive choice, there's rejection. All these people are in a network working together. So in a social network, there could be three different types of people. One is a star, the first one. That is a person who has a large number of people that they're interacting with, has a lot of choice. That means a lot of people are choosing to interact with this person. The second is isolate. That person who makes no choice to interact with someone and isn't chosen by other people to interact with them. The third is the bridge builder. So this person connects different parts of the network by connecting people. Now, let's look at Tuckman's 5 stages of group development. Now, this is a theory that's focused on how groups are formed and to the point where the group is disseminated or people go their own way. So the first thing that happens is forming. The group is made, the group is formed. Now, individual issues in this stage could be people wondering on an individual level, how do I fit in this group? What is my role? The group issues are, why are we all here? Why have we just been put in a group? Second is storming. So coming from the word storm, there's chaos. Individuals are confused about what their role is, and the group is fighting over who's in charge. Then there's norming. So that means that things are starting to become normal now. Now individuals are more focused on what is my group expecting me to do, and the group is focused on what roles do they have and if they can work as a team. Then there's performing. That means individually that they're actually performing the task that they were formed in a group to do. That means individuals are now focused on how can I do my role best, because now at this point they're aware what their role is. And after that, as a group, they're saying, can we do our job properly? This is what they're thinking about. The last stage is called adjourning. So that means the group is disseminated, the group goes back to what they're doing. It's not a group anymore. Now the individuals are concerned about what's next, what's the next step, and as groups, now they need to work together to transition out of the group. Those are the five stages of Tuckman's group development theory. The first one was forming, then there was storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Now let's look at roles. So when we say role refers to a set of behavior that people expect out of someone who holds a position. So when we look at this, for example, this diagram here, when you have a role, there's a role sender. So someone is telling you what you need to do, is fixing the role or sending you the role, sending you expectations for your behavior. Then there's communication of this to the person. And then the focal person who is now going to have this role is taking their time to process, is now you can see there's some things like role overload, role conflict, role ambiguity. These are things that we're going to discuss now. And then once the person receives the expectations of what they are meant to do, they give feedback to the role sender. Let's have a look at the words we were mentioning. Role overload is when people's expectation exceed. Let's imagine someone's asked you to do 100 deliveries in half an hour. Now that is something that's not possible, but that is an expectation. So when someone expects something that is not in your ability or that's not possible, that is called role overload. A role conflict is when there's an inconsistent expectation. It could change. So now you're having conflict, you're not sure what to do. Role ambiguity is when the expectations are unknown or they're not clear enough. Task roles is task-oriented group behavior, and maintenance is relationship building. We're going to have a look at that as well. So when we look at functional roles, when we look at task roles, there's an initiator in the group who suggests new goals or ideas. There's an information seeker who clarifies the main issues. There's an opinion seeker who clarifies values of the group. There's an elaborator who promotes the greater understanding of the task or whatever is happening with examples or exploring. Then there's a coordinator who puts the ideas and suggestions together. There's an orienter who keeps the group headed in the right direction. There's an evaluator who tests the group's accomplishment. And there's an energizer who helps push the group to move along. There's a procedural technician that performs duties like a technical duty. Then there's a recorder who functions as the memory of the group by documenting the discussions. When we look at maintenance roles, there's an encourager who's fostering group solidarity. There's a harmonizer who's mediating conflict. If there's a conflict, this person is making sure that there's harmony. There's a compromiser who's helping resolve conflicts. There's a gatekeeper who is encouraging people to participate. There's a standard setter who is evaluating the quality of group processes. There's a commenter who's recording and commenting on group processes. And there's a follower who's serving as a passive audience. This person's just following what other people are asking them to do. Now, when we look at the word norms, this means shared attitudes, opinions, feelings, or actions that guide social behavior. Now, there's some theories about how group size is linked. The number of group member, as the group grows larger, the shared norms will become weaker. So what we're saying, the values, the attitude that's shared in the group, it could become weaker as the group grows. As size increases and goals become differentiated, it is clear that there's an upper limit. So there's a limit to how many people you can have in one group and how productive they're going to be. That is all for this topic. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'll write my email down right here. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me here. Thank you for watching.